Live right now. I am in the Dalston area of London, and just setting these things up. Okay, let me put a pause on that because that could get awkward. But yeah, I'm in Dalston. Um, Stopped in a little spot. It's a restricted parking area, but at this time there are no restrictions, so that is good. So it's not restricted right now. We're good. I'm good to park here right now. But I'll stop for a little bit, chat for a little bit, take a little sip of water. Got some food. Got some KFC. Got me a Zinger burger. Got some chips, and I got an iced tea as well. So I'm balling today. But yeah, I figured I'll come on. Talk for a little bit. There's been a few comments on the Buffy reaction video, and I thought, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about slut shaming and 90s TV while I eat some food in Dalston in my car. I'll tell you what though. Oh, I got some salt, cool. So yeah, real quick. I went to KFC and I was ordering the food. And I asked for a Zinger burger. I had a machine that you have to go through. And I put I want a Zinger burger. And then extra was cheese. It was about 40p extra. Why is cheese 40p extra? Cheese should come with it. But you gotta pay 40p extra for cheese. I was like, that's ridiculous. That's redonkulous. I mean, I paid it because, I mean, you know, still. Anyway. So I thought I'll talk about it a little bit with some of the comments that were made and that whole thing. And it's an important subject that needs to be talked about. Because when it comes down to it, I think we all know, at least most of us understand, that it's not okay to shame anybody with a slut shame or any kind of shaming. I think we all kind of understand that. But TV and culture in particular has changed a lot over the years. So back in the 90s, slut shaming comments were very common. In fact, it wasn't even called slut shaming. It was just, that's how you talk. You know? That was just the way you address things, where you speak to things, where you speak about people. You know? You're not necessarily trying to be rude or trying to be whatever. It's just that was a culture at the time. You'd say things like, oh man, she's gagging for it. Look at the way, look at that dress she's wearing. She's asking for it. Those were very common phrases that you'd hear a lot. If your friend said something like that to you, you'd probably just like, yeah, man, maybe agree with her or laugh it off or stuff like that, and that'd be the end of it. In television, movies, everything else, they reflect that. They reflect culture. So when people talk about like an old movie or an old TV show or whatever, and they say things like, yeah, it's of its time, that's pretty much what they mean. Because a lot of shows in some way reflects the culture of the time that it's being made. Maybe not directly, but in some way they reflect culture, they reflect society. Whether it's a show about school, whether it's a show about, I don't know, zombies, whatever, there are going to be elements of that show that reflects the time that it's being made. And that includes shows that are set, you know, 100 years ago. Like maybe the show's being made now, but it's set 100 years ago, 200 years ago. They'll acknowledge that times were different then, but the show itself is being made with current culture in mind. And that's to say that every single show does that, of course. I mean, some don't care. Right? But generally speaking, TV shows, movies, and just art reflects the culture and the society of the time that's being made. So a show like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is set in a school, a secondary, well, high school. We say secondary school, you say high school. It's set in a school in modern times, or modern times at the time it's being made, is going to reflect the culture of the time that's being made. So, yeah, slut shaming comments are going to be there. And although I get it, I mean, I know somebody in the comments saying about they're the bad guys and, you know, bad guys do bad things. I get that. That's, you know, technically true. I mean, there's more nuance to it than that, but, you know, it's technically true. A show being made now would not have done it in that way. You know, it would have been challenged in some way. Somebody would have said something. Somebody would have, you know, whether state that this is inappropriate or whatever. And it would have been done in a way that is clear that's inappropriate behavior. Because that's the culture now. You know, the people who grew up in the 90s, who were slut shamed or made fun of or whatever, who didn't like it at the time, but either maybe wasn't talked about much, or when they tried to bring it up, people ignored them a lot. Yo, man like Braxton, how's it called a Rona now? I'm doing okay now. I'm doing okay. So my throat's still not quite all the way there, but definitely feeling a lot better. Appreciate you asking, man. How you doing? Still got a little bit about slut shaming right now while I'm eating. Just ate some fries. About to start the burger now. But yeah, just talking about slut shaming and Buffy, because that last video I put up for the Buffy reaction, there was a bunch of comments about the thing what I talked about when I said that the show can be cancelled now. I said what I said in the video is that if Buffy was made now, that show would get cancelled. Which, I mean, to be fair, it probably won't get cancelled. But I do think that if Buffy was being made now, there'd be a lot of things that would get changed. Because a show being made now, set in the modern times and modern school and whatever, is going to reflect the culture of modern times. I got the Zinger burger. Look at this. That's what it looks like. Let me turn this down a bit. That's still too much light. Oh, there you go. Yes, I got the Zinger burger. Cheese, lettuce. Yeah. It's supposed to be spicy. I like spicy food, but I've noticed now that anytime I go to a restaurant, especially when they're bigger restaurants, and they say like spicy, I don't take it seriously no more. It never is. Okay, cool. It's fine on this end, dude. We're in Dallas, Arlington, Texas, right now, just to take a little trip, and was invited to a kid's birthday party. Okay, nice. Get like cake and ice cream at kids' birthday parties and orange juice. Kids' parties are so much better than adult parties. The only thing is that they're kids. That's the downside to it. You gotta hang around with a bunch of kids. Like kids' parties, they got like a clown doing like magic tricks. You know, they got like somebody making balloons. You know, they got like, yeah, cake, orange juice, ice cream. They got all that at kids' parties. Adult parties, it's like just people standing around talking about work. Ugh, jeez. Came here to get away from that. So last night we at a place called Boomer's. Food was great. It's like a club fused with a restaurant. Oh, okay, that's nice. I've been to places like that where you eat some food and then go to the dance floor afterwards. Okay, I know I've eaten most of it by now, but I must say, this looks very small for what's supposed to be a zinger burger. I don't know, I feel like KFC ripped me off. They made me pay 40p extra for cheese, which I'm pretty sure cheese is supposed to come with it. But they made me pay 40p extra for cheese. Well, it make me, but you know, I paid 40p extra for cheese. And the whole thing just looks small. Maybe I should go back there and say there was like there was a hair in my burger, so I want another one. There's a toenail in my burger. Oh, where's the toenail? I ate it. I want another burger with no toenails. Coming up, sir. Thank you, sir. And Kate's same time. It's either V-Bucks, followers, or likes. Yeah. Hey, times are changing, man. So I mean I was talking about like Buffy, like back when Buffy the Vampire Slayer was made, the culture was different. Society was different. So Buffy's gonna reflect that. You make a show like that now, and yeah, it's probably about V-Bucks and Twitter followers and Instagram follows and whatever. It's like Bel-Air actually. I don't know if you watched Bel-Air. That was the Fresh Prince reworking. The dramatic reworking of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. When they did that, it was a good show, by the way. If you haven't watched it, it's very good. I really liked it. I mean, it's not without its flaws for sure, but overall, it's pretty good. But yeah, they had like Hillary was like a so I won't spoil it for you, but you know, Hillary's like more into social media. What's her name? What's the girl? The little girl. Ashley. She was like into online gaming, you know. And that's the culture of the time, right? That's what people are into now. It made sense that that is who the characters are. So yeah, things, TV, all that, it just reflects its time. And certain things from the 90s just don't fly anymore. That's the reality of it. There's certain types of comments you could have made back then that would have been totally fine, but now, not so much. Things change. Yeah, and I started watching Buffy series in 2000. Okay, so you're old school Buffy fan then. Okay, nice. I mean, I knew about it when it started, but I just never watched it back then. Like it just honestly it didn't look like a show that would interest me. And I think if I did watch it then, I'm not sure I would have liked it if I watched it back then. Mainly because like, you know, different mindset at the time. I think one of the main reasons I enjoy it now is because it's 25 years ago, and because you can see how much, you know, things have changed in the 25 years since that was made. You know, I think that's a big part of the reason, and not the only reason. I mean, I do generally think it's a interesting, good show, but I think a big part of the reason why I'm enjoying it is because it's been 25 years. I think had I watched it way back when, back in 97, 98, I'm not sure that I personally would have enjoyed it that much. I might have thought it was meh, and then never really bothered. I think just because that's my mindset at the time, you know. So yeah, but still, it's a cool show. I'm enjoying it. I've got 2 episodes to go of season 2. Hopefully, I'll be able to watch one of them tomorrow morning, if I've got time in the morning to do that. If not, then maybe a later day. But yeah, I've got 2 episodes to go, then we're done with season 2. And it's kind of crazy. It's been an interesting journey, man. Been an interesting journey with Buffy season 2, or Buffy season 1 and season 2. Season 1 was quite short, really, but season 2 really, it's just been an interesting journey. You know, some highs, some lows. I mean, it's a 22 episode, no, sorry, 21 episode season, which is something you don't get anymore. Like most shows now do not go for 20 plus episodes. The most you might get is like 13 episodes this season right now, because like there's just so much choice now, isn't there? There's so much choice, so many things for people to choose. It's like to keep somebody's attention for 20 plus episodes. It's not impossible, but it's a difficult task right now, you know. And especially like you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Amazon, you got Apple, you got so many shows, so many networks just doing different things. To do a TV show now with 20 plus episodes in a season, there'd be very few people who actually watch it all the way through, because that's the culture now. That's the culture now. Our attention span is generally a lot lower because there's just so much more choice now. You know, if you're playing, so if you're watching this TV show and the first 1-2 episodes don't grab you, you're probably not going to bother with the rest of it, right? Because there's so much more to choose from now. You know, back in 97, 98 when Buffy was made, like, if you wanted, you know, your kind of fantasy, horror, sci-fi fix, how many choices did you have? Right? How many choices did you have? So that was it. Whereas now, there's so many things to choose from, so many things where it's like you don't, if you don't like that, try this. If you don't like this, try that. It's the way it goes, man. It's the way it goes. That's society. I mean, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Maybe a little bit of both. You know, it's a little bit of both. But hey, for me, I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm a casual observer when it comes to these sorts of things. You know, trying to make my way through the world as best as I can, and yeah. You know what though? I feel like I should have got a tower burger, or maybe one of the box meals, because I feel like I'm still hungry. I feel like I should still be eating. That burger was too small. It was nice. I mean, it's KFC. They do nice burgers. I ain't saying that. It was just too small, man. It was a zinger burger. It was just too. I think I had like 3-4 bites and it was gone. Man, I should have got like the big one or something. Like, oh well. I did get some iced tea. Lipton iced tea. Have a sip of that. But they give these paper straws. It's all paper straws now because of the environment, which is a good thing. But man, the thing with paper straws is that they get all soggy. You know, I mean, just got by the end of it, there's, you know, trying to suck the liquid, the juice through. But yeah, just wanted to chat a little bit. But oh, actually, do you know of a gentleman by the name of Kevin Samuels? Because that's a person who I knew of, but never really paid much attention to. I mean, I know he did a lot of like advice for women in dating or men in dating and things like that. I've seen a few videos of his going around. A lot of his stuff went viral, I guess. I know he's pretty well known in that kind of manosphere community. But yeah, I mean, I generally didn't follow him a great deal. It didn't seem the kind of stuff that interests me that much. But yeah, he passed away recently, which is sad news. He apparently died of a heart attack. He was on like 57. So yeah, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, people either liked him or hated him. Yeah, that seems to be the case. He was quite a controversial fella. It seemed that people loved everything he said. Some people hated everything he said. I mean, like I said, I didn't follow him a great deal. I've seen a few videos of his or a few clips of his, and I guess he made some good points here and there, and other times I'm kind of like, eh. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Oh, let me put the heating up in here. Damn. I think it's getting a bit cold. Ooh. Put the heating up. I ain't trying to be sneezing all day. But yeah, he definitely seemed like that kind of controversial figure where you either loved him or hated him. I mean, well, for most part, you either loved him or hated him. I was kind of like, whatever. Whatever. You know. It did seem at times like a lot of it, a lot of stuff that went viral that I saw were things like inviting a woman onto a show, or some woman calling to a show, and he'd be saying stuff like lower your standards, or you're expecting too much out of a man, things like that. And I think he coined the phrase, I don't know if he coined it, but I think he was one of the more popular people to use the phrase high value man, and that sort of thing. And that's become some of a controversial phrase itself, high value man and alpha male and that whole thing. I think there's people who've taken that concept and kind of ran with it in the wrong direction. But yeah, man, I mean, I ain't the type to be wishing death on people, so just because you might disagree with something they said. I know some people are like that now. That's one of the maybe the downsides of culture these days is that people celebrate your death because they had a disagreement with because they disagreed with your opinion on something. That's how some people are now. And I guess, to be fair, a lot of that is just for the internet. I'd hope people aren't like that in actual real life, like celebrating and having parties to celebrate somebody dying because you didn't like their opinion. I hope that's not real life. I feel like it is just for the internet. But even still, even if it's just for the internet, it's not, in my opinion, a cooler, one of the nicer changes that society has gone through these days, where people just become so extreme in their views that you can't even ask questions anymore. And if you have any kind of slight disagreement or something, people come for you with like pikes and bury you where you stand. People could be like that with their favorite musicians or favorite TV shows in some cases as well, where it's like you don't like something or you disagree with something and people just like want to come for you. They want blood. It's like, bruh, listen, I don't have to like everything. I don't have to agree with everything. And sometimes you're going to agree with somebody, sometimes you're going to disagree with that same person. It's all nuance. Yeah, if it didn't apply, just let it fly. 100%. If it don't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, let it fly. One thing someone called out about him, which reminded me that in most of his virtual calls, he usually had a Red Bull with him. Okay. Was he sponsored by Red Bull, I guess? Or maybe he just liked Red Bull. He really liked Red Bull. I don't mind Red Bull. It's alright. I wouldn't necessarily choose it though. Like if I was in a shop and I wanted something to drink, Red Bull probably wouldn't be my first choice. Even if I wanted like an energy drink, I don't think Red Bull would be my first choice. But I mean, it's not bad, I guess. If you like it, you like it. It's actually a popular drink over in the UK, actually, especially for people who who drink alcohol. Red Bull and Red Bull and what is it? Red Bull and rum, I think, is a very popular combination. Am I making it? No, man, rum and Coke. That's a popular rum and Coke is definitely a popular combination. Maybe it's not Red Bull and rum, but I'm pretty sure Red Bull as some alcoholic drink is a pretty popular combination. I don't drink, so I don't know. I don't pay attention. I just hear things sometimes. I'm pretty sure I've heard Red Bull and some alcoholic beverage is a pretty popular combination, but I don't know. Maybe I just made it up in my head. You already know how I get down. I do wish dark, harmful, issue mofos, but that's how the dynamic between Dems and Republicans in the U.S. I'm gonna have to assume that it's really that polarizing out in the United States, because the news that we get in the UK, and by the way, it is pretty polarizing over here as well. So you guys have Republicans and Democrats. We have conservatives and Labour. Labour would be the equivalent of the Democrats. Not a direct equivalent, by the way, but that'd be the closest equivalent to the Democrats that we have over here. And conservatives would be the closest equivalent to the Republican Party over here. Like, again, it's not a direct one-to-one comparison, but pretty much the same sort of policies and philosophies that the Republicans have are pretty much the same sort of philosophies and policies that the conservatives have, and Democrats and the Labour Party over here. So that's the kind of equivalence, and it is pretty polarizing over here. Maybe not as polarizing as it seems that it is in the United States, but it is pretty polarizing over here. So I'd have to assume that the stuff that we see on the news about how people are in politics and stuff that I see on Twitter and things like that, I'd have to assume that that's pretty real. I brought the Red Bull because it might be effective. Okay, the same person. I assumed he was healthy lifestyle guy. He was early 50s. Yeah, 50. Well, I had 57. That's why I saw 57. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. I'm 50. Yeah, 50s anyway. But yeah, actually, if he drank, I mean, Red Bull, I mean, it's high caffeine, high sugar. I know there's like Red Bull Light, which has less sugar, but I don't know which one he was drinking. But definitely, either way, it's high caffeine. And yeah, depending on how much of that you drink, that absolutely could be a factor in a heart attack. Like, it's like coffee, if you're drinking too much coffee, that can you could have a heart attack because of the high caffeine levels. So if you was drinking that like all the time, that could very well have been a possible factor in that. Just from the high caffeine levels. Even if you are otherwise a healthy person, like exercising. I mean, he looks like he was in pretty decent shape from what I can tell. So I guess he was relatively healthy. Maybe not super healthy, but he was I'd have to assume he was somewhat relatively healthy. He looked like he was in pretty good shape and that kind of thing, but of course looks can be deceiving, right? But yeah, even if you are living a real healthy lifestyle, eating all the right foods, exercising, this, that, and the other, yeah, certain things can still play a factor in an early demise, like too much caffeine in your system. It could be one of them. So yeah, that is possible, man. I don't know. It's possible. I mean, I guess they'll do an autopsy or something like that, and might know more from there. Yeah, them energy drinks, thumbs down. The Volt drink was discontinued in 2007, 2008. I don't know for what reason though. Ooh, I don't even know if we have Volt over here. That must have been dangerous if they got discontinued. But yeah, I don't do energy drinks too much. Like occasionally I might have one, but I'm not overly a fan of the energy drinks just in general. I think they just make me pee a lot, to be honest. I mean, generally when you drink, you're gonna pee anyway, right? But yeah, I find if I have energy drinks within like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, I just need to pee, like need to pee badly, like need to pee. Not even like I could hold it for a little while longer. No, you kind of need to pee, like I need to go now. That kind of pee. Probably too much information. We're oversharing right now. But yeah, I don't drink energy drinks. I mean, if I need a caffeine hit, I might get some coffee, but energy drinks I don't bother with. I did used to drink, there's one that we have over here called Relentless. I don't know if they have it in America, but there's one over here called Relentless. I used to drink that quite a lot back in the day. Like I think I was having like one a day or one every couple of days for a few months at a time. One time when, I mean, this is going back to like, oh, it's gonna be like 15 years ago, 10-15 years ago, I think. It was a while ago. It was a good while ago. But yeah, it was good. I was drinking like this energy drink, and it's about like 500 liters in a can. High sugar, high caffeine, all of that as energy drinks are. And I'd have, yeah, maybe one a day or one every 2-3 days. It was pretty frequent. I can't remember the reason why I stopped, probably because it was making me pee too much. But I remember doing it for, I think about a month, 2 months, something like that. And I stopped and it's never really went back to it. I've had energy drinks since then, but not like that, not in that kind of frequency. My bad messing up. Your name. Nah, that's so good, so good. I can see it whether you put my name there or not, so it's all good. My bad, messing up the name. His mother and a few of his friends confirmed the news. He had 2 grown children. It must have been. Look up that drink. 2 volts. Yeah, I'll look that up in a bit. I can't really do it right now because of the connections, but yeah, I'll look up in a bit. Volts. There was a Sunny D that got discontinued. I think that got banned pretty much worldwide after a while. Like it was telling people yellow or something like that. It was like it was high. I can't remember, some ingredient or some thing in it that just like there was way too much of it in there, and people just like it would get people getting jaundice or something. I can't remember the exact story, but I'm sure it was telling people yellow. Like there was some crazy story about Sunny D telling people yellow because it had just too much whatever it was in there, but it had way too much in there. And Sunny D was nice as well. I remember Sunny D. Like you say that hit of Sunny D, you're like, whoo, you just want some more. But it's probably shouldn't. Whatever they put in there, it made it taste good, but mate, that was a dangerous drink. That was yeah. But I'm thinking though, of what I want to do after Buffy season 2, because I like the idea of watching like older TV shows. I know I don't want to go straight to Buffy season 3. I want to watch something else before that. And what's currently on my mind right now is a show called Firefly, which only ran for 1 season. I think it was like 16 or 17 episodes, so it's relatively short, all things considered. And I never watched that back in the day either. I know that's another Joss Whedon show, but I never watched that back in the day either. So, and I know lots of people love it. I know it's a very popular show. There was a film called Serenity that was based on it, which I did watch. I didn't particularly like it, but then that could be because I never understood it because I never watched the show. So maybe I need to watch the show and rewatch Serenity, see what I think of it. But that's what I'm thinking. I might try that. See if 20 whatever years later my opinion on Firefly's changed as well. And if not, I can at least make some crappy jokes about the whole thing. So there is that. Didn't hear nothing about Sunny D. Interesting. Well, that might be one for you to look up then, because yeah, Sunny D. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they get banned in America, but I know it definitely got banned over here, or discontinued. I can't remember the exact. Maybe it wasn't banned. That might be not the right word to use, but it got discontinued. Whether that was an official ban or something, I'm not sure the exact legal thing that happened. But you can't get Sunny D right now. I know they tried to rebrand themselves, and that didn't go so well. So yeah, Sunny D, Sunny Delight. You can't get that no more. Vitamin D. Well, vitamin D means something else now. Again, cultural changes, society changes. If you say vitamin D now, yeah, you might not be talking about what you get from the sun. I mean, it might be somebody's son. But yeah. I'm 90% dirty jokes. Ooh. But mate, yeah. So what's been happening today then? What's been happening today? I guess I've been driving. Well, clearly, I'm in my car. I was up early though, like I was up real early, and I usually like get up early and then go back to bed, and then wake up at a more reasonable time, right? But for whatever reason, I just couldn't fall back asleep. So I was up early, and because I couldn't fall back asleep, I was like, all right, cool, let me just get up and stay up. And I got up, did some driving, went back home, slept, and came back out. I was playing a game. I started playing a game yesterday. It's called Trek to Yomi. It's an indie game from Devolver Digital. It's published by Devolver Digital, and I'm playing it on the Xbox Game Pass, and it's pretty cool so far. It's pretty cool so far. It's very much like, I don't know if you know Akira Kurosawa. He was a filmmaker back in the 1950s, Japanese filmmaker back in the 1950s, 60s, up until like 90s. He died in like 93, 4, around about then. But yeah, he made a lot of films in his time, but most of his popular films, or his more well-known films, were from like the sort of 50s, 60s. You know, black and white. A lot of them are set in like feudal Japan. And so this game, Trek to Yomi, is not based on that, but it's very much inspired by those types of films. You know, the game's in black and white. It has that kind of old school grainy thing they did that those movies have. It has that kind of feel to it as well. It's all in Japanese. The whole game's in Japanese. Has English subtitles. And so far, I'm playing as this guy called Hiroki, who is trying to get to this place. He's got to this village because these bandits that attack a village, and they need to do something so that they can protect his own village. So I'm kind of on my way there. I think Yomi, if I've understood correctly, Yomi is like the underworld or something like that. But I don't know, maybe I didn't understand that, maybe because I know they said a few times, I see you in Yomi or something like that. But anyway, but yeah, so far so good with the game. I'm not far into it. I started yesterday, but yeah, it's pretty cool so far. Okay, I'll have to. Dang, it was banned in England. As for Sunnydale, I want to get a Sunnydale High School or a university shirt, hoodie made. You could probably find stuff like that on eBay, I'd imagine, or I mean, official Sunnydale Buffy the Vampire Slayer gear is probably a bit harder to get at this point, I'd imagine, unless there's, I don't know, maybe there's a Buffy store online, maybe. But if not, then yeah, I think eBay, you probably got someone on the eBay deal, or Etsy, actually. That's a good place, or Redbubble. I don't know if you know Redbubble. That's a place where people do like their own designs and sell stuff, sell shirts and stuff like that. So you might find somebody doing it there. There won't be official merchandise, but you know, you get people who do pretty good artwork and pretty good designs and you know, stuff like that. And like I said, official stuff, maybe, I don't know if you can get it. If you can, then cool, but if not, then yeah, that's kind of the next best thing. Go to somewhere like eBay, Redbubble, or Etsy. You can probably find someone who does some really good work with that sort of stuff. Yeah, back in 2014 on Google, I see someone saying, I survived Sunnydale High. Oh, nice. That's a cool shirt. Maybe I'll get one of those as well. If I can get through all 7 seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, then I might see if I can get something like that as well. I like hoodies. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do like hoodies. This hoodie I've had for a while. This is probably my go-to hoodie, actually. So I tend to be wearing it quite a lot. It's not my only hoodie, but it tends to be the one that I end up wearing the most. Got the white stripes down on either side, and yeah, I like this hoodie. It's pretty cool. But I do have other hoodies, and I would like some more, quite frankly. I don't think you could ever have enough hoodies. So yeah, maybe I could look into getting something like that. I survived Sunnydale High. But yeah, man, if they rebooted, or not rebooted, if they remade Buffy the Vampire Slayer now in 2022, if they announced right now they're gonna remake Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who would be your pick to play Buffy? Like, out of the, I mean, you're looking at an actor who can play a 17-year-old. They don't have to be 17, of course, but they someone who is maybe, I guess, 21 or younger, I guess you'd want to go for, or 21-ish or younger. So it just looks young anyway. But who would be your pick to play Buffy the Vampire Slayer out of the modern day young actors and actresses? Some cool merch indeed. I'm not sure who I'd go with actually. I mean, I think you'd want somebody who would be able to learn like a martial arts, or even already knows the martial arts, or is willing to learn it. Because I think when Buffy was made, you can get away with that kind of shoddy fight scenes, you know what I mean, where they do like either a long shot because there's a stunt double there, or extreme close-up because, like, you know, it's just a hands moving or something. You could kind of get away with that sort of stuff back in the day. These days, not so much. Not so much. You know, people want to see a little bit more. So you need somebody, I mean, you can still have stunt doubles, of course, but you'd want somebody who is at least somewhat martial arts proficient, so you don't have to constantly use stunt doubles, and it just makes for better editing and it looks better on screen for the fight scenes. So you need somebody who could act, of course, but somebody who could also do the more physical stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know who kind of fits that role. Like I say, I mean, it'd have to be someone who, if they don't already know the martial arts, someone who's at least willing to learn it. But I don't know who fits that role right now. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the younger actors and actresses right now. I mean, I want to say Zendaya because she's incredible, but she's probably a bit too old to be playing a 17-year-old at this point. You know, but then again, she plays a high schooler in Spider-Man, so maybe it could work. Maybe it might work for the first couple of seasons. After that, I don't know. If Zendaya could learn martial arts, I think she could be a good choice for a new Buffy. But who else though? Who else? Maybe someone a bit younger than Zendaya. Man, I don't even know, you know. I'm gonna have to look into that. Who can play Buffy? Who could be a good choice for playing Buffy in 2022? Mr. Man! Nobody knows these young ones. Well, somebody better know him. Not me, not you, but apparently somebody better. Mr. Man! Braxton, listen, yeah? Braxton's been in the village for a little while now, but you might not have seen Mr. Man's name pop up before, Brax. Because it's been a good minute since Mr. Man's been in this village. But Mr. Man is one of the old school OG village members, one of the village elders. How you doing, Mr. Man? How you been? Mr. Man was in the village way back in the day across multiple channels that I've run over the years. Some of them I still do, actually. But yeah, Mr. Man. I ain't seen Mr. Man for time. Sam. Ugh. What up, Sam? I've been good, crazy couple of years, but life is a little different. Indeed, I hear that, man. I hear that. Life gets in the way sometimes, but yeah. I've been speaking a little bit with Mac on the Insta. So I know a little bit about what's happening there. But yeah, Mr. Man. Sam, you might not know Mr. Man either. But Mr. Man, I was just saying to Braxton, Mr. Man is old school OG village member. I haven't seen him for a long ass time, so good to have him back, man. Always good when Mr. Man shows up. Whether you can show up for a little bit or a lot of bits, I know you gotta do what you gotta do, and means you can't always come to streams, but I appreciate any time you could spare to come chat with me, or checking in the vids and things like that. You know, when I say that, whether you stay for a little bit or a lot of bits, I mean that, man. I appreciate it, because time is valuable. Time is the one thing you spend that you can never get back. So any time that you can spend on any of my content, any of the live streams and the videos, I appreciate it, man, because there's like a billion things you could be doing with your time, and you choose to spend it with me, and that's awesome. That, I think, is incredible. So whether it's a little bit of time you can spare me, or a lot of time you can spare me, or somewhere in the middle, I appreciate it, man. So big up to everybody who's ever watched anything that I've ever done ever since I turned on a camera for the first time. I see you like that. You still doing your thing. And what's up to the others? Yeah, still doing it, man. Still. I don't know no other life, man. I don't know no other life. You know what? I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I know, like, there's a lot of people who get on YouTube, and after, I don't know, 4 months, 3 months, whatever it is, if they haven't gotten like big followings by then, they just give up and they quit. And I can't lie, there have been times that I've thought about whether I should, you know, not do it anymore, whether I should focus my energies on other things, and I've thought about that. But the truth is that what else would I be doing? You know, I like to be expressive, I like to be creative, and this is a platform that's good for that, you know. Maybe one day it won't be, but until then, this is a platform that is good to be creative on and be expressive on. So I stay, because what else will I be doing? You know, or would I just not be creative? I don't, yeah, I just, what else would I do? You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like that's an important part of who I am. Just trying to find ways of being expressive and being creative, and finding ways to put out my creativity. And, you know, I get that everybody's going to watch it and everybody cares and whatever, and it is what it is. But what else am I going to do? Just not do it? Some of the greatest artists, some of the greatest artists in history were not known during their lifetime. So I'm just saying, maybe my fame is still to come. Maybe like 100 years from now, somebody digs up some old YouTube video and is like, hey, this guy. You never know, right? You never know. No kidding, just lately found out tonight my uncle is coming to his end. Time waits for no one. Oh, sorry, Sam. Oh. Don't you dare leave us. You're not allowed. Sam won't let you. Well, there you have it then. Sam won't let me. I'm not allowed to leave. I want to leave, but Sam won't let me. Ah! Ranks good. Chairman! Good early evening, everyone. Big up, men like Chairman. How you doing, sir? Well, I personally missed the live streams. I've been lurking for a couple, but today I'm back in. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I had me, a KFC meal. It was a Zinger burger meal. And, I mean, it's fine. It's KFC, right? It's fine. It's good. It's nice. It's whatever. It just felt too small. Like, the burger just felt like, I mean, to be fair, I'd probably eat faster than most people, right? I'll probably eat faster than the average person. But even still, it just felt like it was over too quick. I feel like I should still be eating, you know? Oh, well. Oh, well. I personally missed oh no, wait, I read that bit, my bad. Alice found right now in Dallas, Arlington, Texas. You leave me, I will hunt you down and chain you in my attic. Oh, we getting serious. Sam's gonna chain me in an attic and force me to make Nightwish reaction videos. Well, not even videos, just Nightwish reactions. Not even videos. I'm just gonna be like reacting to Nightwish while Sam watches me in the attic. Nightwish are amazing. And of course, I have to be silent during any Metallica solos. I think we just figured out Sam's plan. To lock me in the attic and force me to react to Nightwish and Metallica all day, every day. Good, just share your stream on my Discord. I appreciate that, man, Chairman. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Big up for the share. How's it, Rex? Having a good time. Good time. Yeah. We having a good time. We're having a merry old time. I'll get the Nightwish fanatics. Tell me to keep quiet. You can't talk during this bit. Shut up and wait for the end of the song. Then you can speak. Man. I was just talking earlier about how, generally talking about how society and culture's changed so much over the years. And one of the changes that, well, to be fair, I don't know if this is a change. Maybe it's always been like this, but it's maybe just more noticeable now that people have become a lot more extreme in their views. And like, you know, people who are fans of things, whether it's like Nightwish or whatever it is, TV shows, bands, like music especially, really. Well, not even especially, but just, you know, you see it in music a lot, where somebody is a fan of something and they will not tolerate any kind of remark that is either some kind of, whether you made a joke about their favorite band, or you made some kind of comment that it wasn't that good, or you like something better, you know, anything like that. You know, they would just not tolerate it at all. And people just come for you like you cuss their mother or something, you know what I mean? Like, people just come for you. Like, just the idea that somebody doesn't like their favorite band as much as they like their favorite band is just totally abhorrent to them. Like, how dare you? Like, if I said they're okay, like, they consider that an insult. If you said, oh yeah, that was all right, like, they'll consider that an insult. It's crazy, man. Some people are nuts. I mean, that shouldn't be surprising, but yeah. Those people clearly have no life. I don't care about them. Well, I guess to be fair, they do have a life. It's just a pretty empty one. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I could understand that there's certain bands that hold a special place in your heart because, like, maybe they came at a time that you're going through something in your life, and their music might have been something that helped you through that. I think that's very, very, that sort of thing happens quite a lot. You know, there's certain points in your life where certain music just speaks to you on a whole new level, and because of that, you kind of always hold them in a certain regard because of that. But even still, you gotta understand that not everybody's gonna feel that way, because not everybody maybe went through that thing that you were going through at that time that you were going for it. And although you might love them for what they did for you, you know, ultimately it's like, not everybody's gonna love it, or some people just gonna think it's okay. It's so crazy right now that you can't even just say something is okay. Like, you can't say something's just all right without people thinking that, you know, you're trying to cuss them out or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm just trying to have some fun with it. Like my reaction videos, I feel like mostly what I do is try to point out things that I think of interesting whilst making a whole bunch of shitty jokes along the way. That's pretty much, I think, most of my reaction videos. You know, you just kind of say what's ever on your mind. But I do feel like sometimes, not even sometimes, quite a few times really, people look at it as if you're giving some kind of in-depth analysis on the thing, and it really isn't. It's just literally your reaction to it, like your immediate response to something. It's not like a well thought out, you know, 5-page essay that I'm trying to present. It's my reaction. I'm watching something and responding to it at the time that I'm watching it, and then recording that response and putting out the video, you know, preparing a video and putting it out. And but yeah, I feel like some people watch these things and they feel like you're making some kind of detailed hypothesis on stuff. It's like, no, it's just not that deep. It's not that deep. Don't get me wrong, sometimes depending on what it is, there might be things that I know more about, and as such I might be able to say more about it, but for the most part, it's not that deep. It's just not. So it holds a special place in my heart. Even I know there is some songs on the album, meh. It ain't that deep. Indeed, yeah, it ain't that deep. It just ain't that deep. Yeah, so good. A bit warmer than yesterday. It's like 93, 94 today. Damn. Oh wait, that's Fahrenheit, isn't it? I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it still sounds hot. We use set Celsius over here. You say 93, 94. I'm like raw. But yeah, no, that's okay. That's probably about, I don't know, 30. I don't know. I'm guessing. I really don't know. I don't know what the conversion is. We're here for a little trip. It was invited to a kid's birthday party. We enjoyed seeing that guy get stumped at the day. Oh yeah, yeah, dude. What was he thinking? What was he thinking? Man run up on stage and try to attack Dave Chappelle with a gun knife type thing, and man got taken out. What was he thinking? Listen, Will Smith might get to slap people on stage and sit back down. This man ain't Will Smith. What's he thinking? What was he thinking? But yeah, you see that joke that Chris Rock made though, when he's like, was that Will Smith? He starts talking about with Dave saying, oh, at least you got slapped by somebody of repute. So I got slapped by a homeless guy, and Chris Rock goes, I got slapped by the softest nigga to ever rap. Listen, I reckon whenever Chris Rock is ready to pull out his next comedy special, be there. Listen, this man, I'm telling you right now, this man has got some heat coming. I know it's not, I know he hasn't said anything like that. I know he's not making that kind of promise. I'm making that promise on his behalf. Chris Rock's next comedy special, he's gonna have some heat coming. All the jokes that he could have said at the Oscars, I'm telling you, man, whenever he drops his next comedy special, be there. If you can't get tickets, then Netflix or whatever, but be there. Make sure you are checking out his next special, because he's gonna have some heat coming. Chris Rock is already one of the best comedians of our time, and he got slapped at the Oscars over a tame joke. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna have some heat, and I can't wait. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait, because, you know, but still. And when it comes to reactions, I don't care if you like something or not. I only care that the reaction is genuine. Indeed. As it should be. As it should be. Kids' birthday party, that's literally my day of hell, and I have kids. Kids, I'll say that earlier actually, kids' birthday parties are more fun than adult birthday parties. The only thing is that you gotta hang around with kids. That's literally the only downside to it. But they're more fun. Like, you just got better things at kids' birthday parties. Like, you've got clowns, you've got balloons, You know, you just got you got bouncy castles. So you gotta hang around with a bunch of kids. It's like, damn it. And then if like you can't go in a bouncy castle when the kids are in a bouncy castle because you know they take priority, whatever. You know, even though I was here first, like I was born first. You know, I should get priority for the bouncy castle. But no, you gotta get priority. The kids get priority because you know they're the kids. But apart from that, kids' birthday parties are more fun if it wasn't for all the damn kids there. That place is so awkward, especially if you don't drink. Right, exactly. It's a bunch of people standing around talking about work. All the worst things like, so where do you know, if you, let's say, I don't know, the person who hosts the party, his name's James, whatever, it doesn't really matter. So where do you know James from? How do you know James? Oh, yeah, we did this thing. Oh, yeah, that's really cool. So where do you know James from? Oh, yeah, we used to do this thing and there's a, yeah, cool. So what do you do for a living? It's like, geez, come on, that's pretty much every ad hoc party. Just people standing around talking about their jobs. I feel like once you get past about maybe like when you get like sort of late 20s, 30s and older, adult parties are boring. You know, they're boring. Like I said, unless you drink, they're boring. If you drink, then at least you could get drunk and not pay attention or something. But for those of us who don't drink, it's like we're just. I feel like the best parties, right, whether you drink or not, were the parties where you're like late teenage, early 20s, like the college, university parties, that kind of age, late teens, early 20s. That's when you're in your partying prime as well. You know what I mean? That's where you're in your partying prime, right? You know, when you're just up for anything. You are in your prime when it comes to parties at that age. Those are the best parties. Because you just do whatever, you're having all kinds of fun, whether you drink, you don't drink, you do drugs, you don't do whatever, it doesn't matter. Those are the best parties because they're wild. Nobody cares like about nobody's talking about your job or your schoolwork. It's like what you're studying. Nobody asks what you're studying. It's like nobody cares what you're studying. You're just there to have fun. You're there to have fun, get wild, chat up some girl. I mean, bear in mind, my party in Preem was sort of late 90s, early 2000s. So, you know, as we're saying before, Braxton, about certain things were considered okay back then, but highly inappropriate now. It was like that. But still, you're in your party in prime, late teens, early 20s. Those are best partying ages, man. After that, you know, there's a few that might be okay but yeah, I feel like once you get into like late 20s, 30s, after that, it's After kind of see that's right. You pretend you got a phone call and step outside and then like, yeah, let's go. I don't adult parties either. I prefer my own company. I have better conversations with the voices in my head. Hey, I can believe it. Sometimes you need intelligent conversations, so you're just gonna talk to yourself. I get it. True that indeed. I'll just turn on some old school rap. Those are warriors. Will be okay. Kids here in South might get their folks' guns or their own guns and start popping them around at the clown. Okay. You get real wild out there. I just had a great idea. Next time my kids want a party, I'll organize it. You can stay with the kids while I have a nap. Yeah, that is a good idea. I'm up for that. But I'm gonna need you to sign a disclaimer or a waiver, or I don't know what they're called, but I'm gonna need you to sign something that says if anything happens, I can't be held responsible. Like if you come back and all the kids are crying because they didn't get to go in a bouncy castle. I'm just saying, I don't want to be held responsible. If the kids are upset because I sat right in the front of the guy doing all the magic tricks, and it blocks their view so nobody can see it. I'm just watching this guy doing magic tricks and no one else can see it, and they're upset. I can't be held responsible. I'm just saying, if you wanted to sign that, I'm up for that. Yeah, jeez. Otherwise, I wish I could put on some rent, but instead it's Oasis, Arctic Monkeys, or some shit. Oasis. You know what? I probably like Oasis more now than I did back then. Actually, you know, like I feel like I could appreciate their music a bit more now. Like back then, I mean, back then I thought they were okay. I didn't hate them or nothing like that. I thought they were okay. Like they had a few decent tracks, a few decent songs. Same with like Take That as well. I feel like Take That was one of these bands that kind of grown on me over the years. You know, back in the day, like, oh, that's rubbish, man. Oh, I listen to that. And over the years, you kind of listen to some of the old school stuff, and you're like, you know what? Not too bad actually. I'll sign and let them cry. You need to cry anyway. Awesome. Done deal. Folks, always be ready. Some fist being thrown over dominoes, spades. Okay, that's Aces, what American blacks play in game of cards. Okay, okay. I don't know if I've heard of that. I think I might have heard of it, actually. I know about dominoes. I've played dominoes. I won't say I'm particularly good at it, but yeah, I've played dominoes, so I know of that. Spades, I don't think I'm too familiar with. I'm pretty sure I've heard the name before, but yeah. Domino, motherfucker. That was Boys in the Hood. Doughboy when he got out of prison. When he when they was that 17 years later or something, Doughboys come out of prison having a party. And Domino, motherfucker. Yeah, I know about dominoes. It's from those types of movies and shows and stuff. Throw some metal, 2 bricks. Yeah. I picked the music at this kids' party that Sam's organising. I'm gonna pick all the music. I listen to all that. Actually, to be fair, some of those kids' songs are pretty cool though. Can't lie. Some of those kids' songs are pretty cool. Can't lie, man. Can't lie, man. A good song's a good song regardless. But yeah. Ain't nobody playing Baby Shark though, allow that. I'm trampoline you can play on and push the kids off. Oh, that sounded like a good party. I'm hogging that trampoline all to myself. I'll jump on it till it breaks. Yeah, see some Glock hit the table too. Oof, taking it serious. We play darts at our parties. It's hit and miss depending on how wrecked everyone is. Darts is a game you definitely don't want to be playing drunk. Out of all the games to not play while inebriated or under any kind of influence, darts is definitely one of them. Drunk people throw around sharp objects. It's not a good idea. Boom! Bullseye! No, that was my eye. Ah! Something like Slip Mountain Fleetwood Mac. Oh, nice. Learning them good. Learning them real good. Metal and hip hop. Yeah, that'd be my music choices. Heavy metal and hip hop. What's the time? The time is now 18 minutes past 10 p.m. So, yeah, I'm gonna start winding this down, start wrapping this up, and then start heading back in the direction of my living quarters. Yeah. But guys, man, you're awesome, man. Appreciate you guys coming through and chatting with me for a little bit. We talked about a few different things. I like that. And yeah, it's cool to do that. Just these random live streams from my car every now and then. See who's on, and just go from there. So yeah, whether you could stay for a little bit or a lot of bits, you know, I appreciate you guys taking some time to come chat with me. Big up to everybody who's coming through. Big up to you and your crew. Good to see you, Haze, and the rest of the village. Yeah, good to see you, Mr. Man. Hopefully not too long to the next one, but if it is, I understand, man. You got things to do, and big up to all the things you're doing as well. You know, man's making moves, making moves. So I appreciate you coming through. I understand if you can't, but if you can, so it's so good either way. But hopefully, whatever you're doing, whether you're able to come through or not, you know, hopefully you're doing something that helps you, that benefits you, that, you know, works towards your future, that gives you some kind of fulfillment. You know what I mean? Just living your best life. That's what it comes down to, really. Just living your best life and doing the best you can in the situation you have. Because, you know, we don't all have like rich daddies and you know, that kind of thing. But you know, we do what we can, and we try to do the best we can with the things that we have available to us. So yeah, big ups to all y'all, man. But guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. The village is strong because you make it strong. We're only going to get stronger. Oh, real quick, by the way. Yeah, so I've got 2 episodes of Buffy to get through, so look out for those to come. And if possible, if maybe I might see if I could drop another video. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, almost done with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So that's pretty cool. Maybe try and finish it this week if possible, but we'll see. Not leaving me because you usually never allowed. Yeah, we're not leaving Sam. We're not leaving Sam. I'm not allowed to leave Sam. So we're just gonna be here till we're old and grey. Well, actually, I'm already grey, so just old. Well, I'm already old, really. So, well, just older and greyer, I guess. Then I'm still doing this because, yeah. But for real though, I mean, I in my mind, I feel like I want to do this for as long as I can. And by this, I mean, it may not be in the exact same way. You know, I'm sure, of course, things are going to change and how you do things are going to change over the years. But in my mind, I feel like I'd always want to find some way to be creative, some way to be expressive, whether it's through this or through some other medium or for some other way of doing it on other type of content or whatever it may be. You know, who knows what the future holds, but God willing, we'll just keep doing this until you can't do it no more. You know, that's the plan, at least, anyway. But yeah, guys, till whenever, if ever, peace.